buckle up, Pookie, because I'm about to share with you how I went from my deepest, darkest place, monsters, demons, insecurities, tormenting me to the point I almost self-deleted out of this realm multiple times, to the bratty baddie that is before you with unshakable confidence. All I gotta do is speak and it comes into existence expeditiously. Grab a notebook, grab a snack, grab a drink. We are really diving into it. And I'm showing you what I've gathered over years of therapy, years of struggle, years of pain, tears, shit, everything. I'm bottling into however long minutes this is so that you can go ahead and start embracing your inner brat and manifesting the life that you want right now. So let's get into it. If you're new here, what up, Doe? I am Jasmine, and I am your brand strategy oracle. I help brats create an undeniable personal brand by embracing their demons, okay? We don't run from our monsters. We push into it to have undeniable magnetism that just draws in your dream people. But I was not always the person that I am today. It really was a journey going from a very, very low, dark place. Like I said, ideations were real. I wanted to do some biology lessons upon the body. So let's get into the whole journey so that you can save time, but more so you can save your energy and protect your peace and get to where you need to go. Okay. Now, I sit at the intersection of a lot of different identities. I'm Black, I'm a woman, I'm an eldest daughter, I'm petite, I'm chronically ill with a condition called Crohn's, I am queer, and the one that is the catalyst that helped me enter my bratty era, I'm a pastor's kid. I know, but you probably already figured that out. Yes, I am a pastor's kid. I grew up in the church. We're talking like all day, Sunday, ushers anniversaries, Tuesday, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Saturday morning, children's church, everything, pastor's kid. And because the church was such a big part of my development, part of my foundation, it involved in, let's indoctrinate it, let's keep it a buck. It instilled a lot of different things that still impact me to this day. And the number one thing that I always wrestled with and finally came to terms with is you have to be humble in order to be blessed. You have to be humble and lowly and ask Sky Daddy for your blessings in heaven. And you have to pay the price for that eternal happiness with suffering and pain here on earth. And as a chronically ill person, I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease at 8 years old, okay? That is an inflammatory bowel disease, an autoimmune, because nobody kicks my ass better than myself. So at 8 years old, vividly remembering life just being a regular kid and then drastically going to ERs, weight is going up and down. I'm like dropping to the floor in pain, trying to curl up, trying to figure out what's going on, multiple surgeries. I have prescription lists that would make a CVS receipt blush. Like, it was a lot to handle at a very young age, and something I still am managing to this day. I'm at the time of this, getting my time into my 30s. And so with always, like daily, physically suffering in some way, shape, or form, the fact that I have to wait till I'm on the other side to do it never sat right with me. And I continued to struggle with that and was not getting where I really wanted to in life. So I did try. I legit tried to be lowly, be humble, and, come correct, make sure I'm doing my offering and all the different things that is like preached in the Bible and part of the Christian religion. And sometimes it seemed to work out, and others it did. I read that Bible. I was very devoted, I'm saying the whole kit can and caboodle. So there were little glimpses, but it never yielded that like audacious, just dramatic, just like that, oh my God, jaw dropping, like power that you just fantasize about. Being lonely never did that. Never did that. In fact, that's what also started my love for villains. The villains were having fun. Disney movies, all that. They were having fun. They were doing that thing. They weren't bound by these morals or rules or whatever it was that kept them bound from their power. So hell yeah, I loved a good villain. I always empathized with villains. My absolute favorite is the Joker. Oh my God, the Joker. And so seeing, okay, this is power. That is this, really leaning to it and just embracing the darkness of that. Is like, being taught like, oh, the light is the only way, but actively seeing like the dark is like what's going through. There's something more to that. And I need to dive in and figure what that was. So as I'm going through life, all these different things. It just finally came to a point where it had to come. I had that health scare that all happened. I'm in the ER and it's the worst admission that I've had. And it better be the last one. I do not ever want to go back. The amount of treatments coming in and out, the drugs, I'm nearly losing my mind. I'm seeing shit in the corner. The doctors are being dismissive, all the different side effects from this, that, and the third. I was ready to do some biology and do a science project. I was ready to meet Sky Daddy. It was one of those moments. And in those moments, it wasn't coming to Jesus that saved me. It was coming to Satan. It was, I needed to deep into my muck and to my demons and figure it out there. And when I finally accepted, that's what I have to do. I have to love my monsters. I have to embrace them. I cannot just tuck them away and act like they're not there, because that's also taught in church. You just put it away. You don't talk about it. A whole bunch of shame is like, no. All that woo-woo positive stuff to the very deep, dark demons that I've been battling since I was 8 years old. All that woo-woo, like, oh my God, it was not going to work. In order to fight a monster, you need to get a monster. Think about them old school movies, Godzilla, what is that, Mothra and all that? Yeah, they're not sending a little army to go thing. No, the bad monster was coming. You sent a bad monster to go there to get the job done. And when I did that, continuing to go into therapy, reading books, talking with people, and really learning and sitting with my deep, dark sides, that's when things began to change. Made that decision, everything started coming through. Everything, all the blessings that were like on a backlog came through. The way it came out was so, the audacity, it was disrespectful. That's how fast it was coming out. It was coming out so fast, I need to clean the fuck out. Now let's go over these truths, because baby, it's taken me years to accept. And so in a couple minutes, I hope we can help you get a little bit closer to that as well. The first hard truth I had to accept before I could lean fully into my brat energy: you have to have both. It is integration, not separation. They have to merge. You have to have both. It is the duality, the light, the dark, the up, the down, the left, the right. You have to have both. Keeping them separate is going to keep you stuck. Because I don't want to deal with my dark side. I know my dark side. I know my toxicity. I know where my lineage come from. Family structures with a lot of narcissism and toxicity and a lot of shame and guilt, generational trauma. I know exactly where the fuck I come from. And if I was not like DNA connectedly with this, I would not even 10-foot pole, not even 10 miles be near this. So I know the depths and the disgustingness of it. And I do not want to accept that. But to fully embrace and bring in the power, gotta have both. The second hard truth that I had to accept: it is a messy process. There's no cute, clean, demure way to do this mess. And if I was doing it very like clean and stuff, it was very surface level. It wasn't going deep. That means going to those dark moments, deep. Like I said, the disgustingness. I had to even wrestle with, like, am I a narcissist? Am I a sociopath? Am I a psychopath? We had to go into the depths and really ask these questions to see what the fuck is going on up here. Because the voices, the monsters, the insecurities, the fears, a lot. So it has to be messy. It's messy to go in to really get the gems to make it work and bring out that power. It is messy. It is messy. And the messier it is, the richer it is, the more powerful that is. But it's vulnerable. I'm not going to hold you. It is vulnerable. But once you practice and be okay with being vulnerable, it opens it up. It opens it up. The third hard truth I had to accept: it is an ongoing process. This is not a one and done and you're there. It is continually going into the depths, going into those cycles, and staying in that presence. You have to. It's not one and done. Because one and done is like you're not growing, you're not shifting, you're not changing, you're not renewing that power. It's ongoing. And as I continued to practice, it became easier and I became more comfortable with being uncomfortable, being more comfortable with being just like, oh my God, just naked out in the streets out here, just like, whoo, with that reflection. The fourth hard truth that I had to accept: it's okay to relapse. I know. It is okay to relax and to fall back into those moments. It's human. It's part of the human experience. And I had to accept and give myself grace. There are going to be moments I'm going to have a great streak. It's going to be fine. And there's going to be something that's going to be a trigger. That's going to be a pull. That's going to test me. And you know what? I can't be the bigger person. I'm 5'2". What the fuck you mean? Like, no, I'm going to go to hell, go to lava, okay? Yes, there are going to be those moments, and it's okay to relapse. Now that we've gone over the hard lessons I had to accept in order to enter and be in my full brattiness, now I'm gonna break down the steps and the process of what I actually did to get to that place. Now, this is what worked for me from years of experience, going to therapy, reading books, research, and breaking down in a way that is repeatable, that allowed me to get to that level to do it. First thing, non-negotiable in this process of entering the brat era, meeting your demons, embracing them, is setting the atmosphere, setting the tone. I, as an anxious person, just all types of shit, I needed to make sure I had a space where I could fully be myself. If I wanted to cuss and fuss, I needed to do that. If I wanted to cry and be happy, I needed to do that. So I made sure that I was either by myself, safe, or I was with a trusted person, to kind of do that reflection, ask questions in a way that I was not being judged, that I was not feeling like I needed to shrink and hide myself. Because I needed to fully show up 100%, not 99, not 87, not 32, the full 100%, and not feel judged. Because growing up, family structures, environments, it's like there's a lot of judgment where I could not be my full self. My full self was demonized and having to mask. And that's on ADHD and autism. Because the easier that I could show up, the faster the results could be, and we could really get into the work. The second non-negotiable in this process is we have to list out all the flaws, all the tricks. I had to intentionally trigger myself to get to that point, to be able to pour out and pull out what needed to come out on paper, okay? I intentionally triggered myself to get into those states, to feel bad and nasty and vulnerable and disgusting and pathetic, all of those things, so that we could list out, or I could list out all of the traits, all the toxic things that I know of, and also what was given to me. Because in the process, I also realized a lot of the shit that I was carrying was put upon me. It was projections from other people, and that disrespectful just shit in itself was like, ugh, that boils my blood as well. But I digress. We can't fix what I don't know. We can't fix what we don't know. Third non-negotiable is my absolute favorite, because this is where the magic truly happens. We're going to be devil's advocate. We're going to flip it and find out and look at what makes this a positive experience. You're like, what? Positive? Is there any positivity? Yes. With the right reframe, that is where it is. So like, for example, I am nosy, okay? I'm very, very nosy. I am observant. I see all the different things, and that's on trauma, pattern recognition, and like neurospiciness. Now, in the environments that I've been in, it's like, that's very, very bad. You up in all people's business, you need to just mind your own business. Now, in what context is being nosy a very, very valuable skill? First thing I thought of, like, oh, that's being Batman. That's being a detective, because you need to be able to see what's going on to make the plan, catch the bad guy, and doing things. So that is what I mean, like, in this process, like, where can it be celebrated? Where can it be a flex to do it? And that is the key of finding the power in it. Because when I realized that my demons actually do help and they do protect, just like my angels as well, baby, the spirit team is stacked on deck. And the fourth non-negotiable in this process is praising yourself and settling on, you did it. You did it. You went down to the depths. You went down to the dark. You came out unscathed, and you're okay. And praising myself, even if it was just a little step. There's some days I'm like, yo, I can only focus on one thing. There's other days I'm like, yo, I got a list of like hundreds of things that I needed to do. It's a very kind of like accordion thing. There's more you can compress and expand it. I had to remind myself, it's like, yeah, I'm literally putting in that work that people that I've said been around me refuse to do. I'm making more progress in my young age than people that has decades on me. They still acting like they 5, 10, 8 years old type shit. Like, yes, celebrating that and giving myself that self-care. So that's why it goes back to the first one, which is like setting the atmosphere. Okay, now we've done all of this. I'm spoiling myself. All my favorite snacks, all my favorite treats or movies, whatever is giving me joy to help me calm down and resettle, that's the key. Ooh, that's the key. So that's my process. Not glamorous, not stuff, but hella of fucking effective. As you can see, the Brat is in full force. The Brat is here to say, cause Barbie could never. And if you are ready to do that same thing, you're like, I want to embrace it, I'm not sure how, you want a little extra support, then go ahead, check out the link in the description below, and I have some more resources there. I got an ebook project where you can like run through these exercises as well. I've taken all my chaotic energy and I put it on paper. The community that I am building for us, because Brats, we gotta stick together, just like Cheetah Girls. Hey, we gotta stick together, okay? So I love you, Pookie. Stay bratty and stay batty. Bye. Mwah.